Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. I'll wait for that to turn off. Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renegade Radio, also on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, MyCast, Google, Microsoft, wherever you get your podcasts. It's the Dark Mark Show. I'm Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Hannah, my co-host, is not here, so I'm co-hostless, but I have my former co-host, Nicole Sixx.
Hello.
The horror writer that you know from such books as Some Fucked Up Shit and Some Fucked Up Shit, Ghosts.
Not Ghosts. That would be weird.
Some Fucked Up Shit, Ghosts.
It's like, what do you need? Do you need Ghostbusters or an enema?
Yes, and she's quite, she's setting the Hollywood party scene on fire.
Ooh.
Ghost, wouldn't that just be a fart? So it's
Maybe.
Ghost.
Can you trust it? You're never sure.
Could be. With that clever retort, and we're going to put the mic a little closer.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you want more of that? All right.
We want it all.
We can't waste that voice.
Hot diggity.
We want it all. That is the man who's setting the comedy world on fire. He's...
well, thank you.
You probably have had more hits and more attention for the last week than any comedian around. Because you were on America's Got Talent.
I don't know if I've had that much attention, but I'll take it. I hope so. That's cool.
That's a French accent. Who's not talking in a French accent?
I usually talk like this, an exaggerated French pastiche that is supposed to be somewhat archetypically stereotypical.
I'm glad you broke character. We could do both. But that is
All right.
You saw him on America's Got Talent. He turned two judges around, which I don't know if that's ever happened. And we're going to talk to French accent.
All right.
Actually, somebody I've been wanting on the show for a while. One of my favorite comics that I didn't know before I got back to town.
That's impressive. I mean, I'm sure you judge your comics pretty harshly.
Oh, I do. And
Well, thank you.
a fellow Coloradan as well.
I didn't know you were Coloradan.
I am too.
Oh, wow.
What?
Represent.
Yeah,
They send the
Mile
Californians to our state. We come to their state.
Well, you were telling
What up now?
You were telling me about Fort Collins.
Yes.
Okay, I lived there for a minute.
Wow.
I used to live in Loveland.
Wow.
I've been there for what's the beach, the reservoir?
Horsetooth.
Okay, yeah, that's the only trip to Loveland I ever had.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's right there. Horsetooth is up there, Loveland, Fort Collins, and then Estes is in the mountains a bit.
Yep.
All
Right.
beautiful.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Which is where they filmed The Shining.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's with the inspiration. I don't know if they
And
filmed
to
it there.
explain that to California, it's like a beach that isn't a beach that's in the mountains.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's pretty cool, but there's some boats that make a little tiny
You
mini
feel like
surf.
you're at the beach, except
cool.
it's fucking freezing.
Yeah, it is. It's a tit-bit nipply out there. It's,
And Nicole and I, as people that have listened to the podcast when we used to do it at Skid Row, know we used to both live in the suburb of Westminster, Colorado.
Oh.
Yes.
At different times, though. We
Wow.
never ran into each other, but I did do a trip a few years back to Denver. Went by Westminster and
I haven't been back.
Scott Carpenter Junior High.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, all that stuff. So we'll talk about Colorado.
I
and everything.
actually,
Go ahead.
Fort Collins, it was junior high when I lived there.
wow. I substitute taught at all the junior highs at one point in Fort Collins.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I substitute taught for 3 years to support my comedy habit, and it was it was interesting. I got about 10 minutes worth of comedy out of it.
Did you ever get a smart ass like this in your class? or-
Oh, I got so many. Tell you what, I was in Greeley one time because I was doing the Well
Greeley's another
District too.
one, yeah.
Oh my
Greeley
God.
smells like cows.
Greeley is the Pueblo of the North, which is the Albuquerque of Colorado, if you will. I don't know what you'd compare it to out here. It's Greeley's, and it's the opposite of Hawaii, as they said in South
Maybe
Park.
Fresno.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Palmdale?
Perhaps. I haven't been to either of those places, but let me tell you. So I was substituting cubes, which is that's what we call it in Wyoming, interschool disciplinary suspension, where all the kids who were messing around go for the day. And I was having fun with them, and so they were being cooperative. And I was like, here, I'll show you how to make a paper airplane because, whatever. I'm there for a day. These kids could probably kill me. We're going to have fun. So I made a paper airplane. You know what they did?
What'd they do?
Someone found a nail, stuck it in the front of that plane, and started throwing it at the other classmates. It's like, geez, guys, I'm letting you play with an airplane. That's not enough. Man, I don't know.
Turned into a weapon.
That's why I never did the substitute teacher thing.
Oh,
and,
man.
It's tough.
It is crazy. What they really need help with these days is the special ed paraprofessional 2, which is basically autistic division, if you will.
Did you do that?
Oh, yeah. That's why I got most of my subbing, because that's the people who called in the most, and I understand why, man. That's a crazy gig.
It's tough.
Oh, I couldn't do it full time. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get started, we already started, but before we get started and the fireball of whiskey kicks in, our sponsors real quick. Hillary's Vanity. You know, I did not see you at the Bondage Ball this week.
I was at the Bondage Ball.
Yeah, I know you were there, but I didn't see you. And you
Oh.
didn't see me.
I didn't see you. When were you there? Like, I had to go to Dan Santoni's birthday party first, and then I got there.
I was there from, we got there like 10:30, and I was there till like 2.
Oh, I was there at 12:30 till 2.
I missed Hillary, too. This is why I'm getting into
All
it.
right.
Hillary's Vanity.
I also didn't see Hillary, though.
She was there.
There must have been a lot more people there than we realized.
Well, I don't know. I was downstairs a lot. I was hanging out in the
Yeah,
underground,
I
so.
feel like people thought it would be kind of slow, but it wasn't. Like, it wasn't as busy as I think, like the Vampire Ball is, but it was.
Wasn't as busy as past Vampire Balls, and it was a weird setup, and it was easy to get lost.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But it was
Yeah,
beautiful.
them vampire balls get busy.
We had
Yeah.
busy. We had busy
you
Vampire
have no
Balls.
idea. So
Busy balls.
the reason I say that,
you got it. That was a test.
the reason I say that is the next day, Hillary's like, "Where were you?" Because she came probably around 1 o'clock, like you did, and I missed her as well. Hillary's Vanity is some of the best gothic clothes you'll ever see, and it's from extra small to 4X, so they have your size. They have everything. They have parasols. They have dresses.
You have a
they
jacket,
corsets.
don't you?
I have a jacket.
It's
I have
beautiful.
a shirt. I have a vest. Got it all. She's made so many things for me and everybody else. And she's got a store now. Have you been to the store?
I haven't. We should go. Is that did we talk about that? Where is it located?
It's in Burbank.
It's in Magnolia, right?
Magnolia, right across.
Magnolia, which is now the new
Oh.
Melrose, from everything I
Magnolia's the
hear.
new Melrose.
I know exactly where that's at.
One-
Yeah, Magnolia's pretty. It's a
It's
pretty
up and
tight
coming.
spot. Yeah, I'm up there all the time. 'Cause it's easy to park, no traffic.
1018 North Hollywood Way.
Let's go make a field trip.
Right across from Portos. We'll do that anytime you want. It's as closest to the valley that you'll ever get.
I go to the valley sometimes.
Yeah.
I just can't live there. I'll die.
It's
I
so
lived there for
hot.
a while. My allergies.
The valley gets so hot.
But is Burbank
It's
is
so
Burbank
warm.
is Burbank really the valley? Not really.
No, I like Burbank a lot. I like,
Yeah.
as you said, there's parking, there's
Yeah.
wide open roads.
Yeah.
And by the way, is this Hollywood or West Hollywood?
We're in West Hollywood.
Okay.
Fairfax or La Brea, which is
It's
the borough?
complicated. It used to end at Fairfax. Now it ends about Poinsettia. Like
Okay.
Plummer Park, which is close to where I live.
So
is
Rock
West
and Roll
Hollywood.
Ralph's is the.
It's still. It's in West Hollywood. It comes
Okay.
up that way on my lift.
Anyway, let's just. Sorry, I digress. If you go to
We're
Hillary's,
teaching you geography today.
if you don't live in California like the three of us do, go to hillarysvanity.com. Let her know that you heard it on the show. You get a 10% discount. And if you're in Hollywood, go to or anywhere in Southern California, 1018 West Hollywood Way. They had a pajama party a couple weeks ago.
Ooh.
That's what I'm doing for my birthday.
Oh, when is that? Oh, August.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's coming. Oh, I got my Grinch jammies already.
Yay.
Yeah, so because I wear my fuzzy Grinch jammies to her.
I thought it would be a fun thing to do.
it is. It
Does
is.
sound
I'll
like
be
some
there.
fun.
Also, Audible. Big fans of Audible.
Yes.
Whether you like horror, whether you like comedy, whatever you like, whatever you're into, something that you wanted to read, go to audibletrial.com/DMS. You get a free book and a free 30-day trial. Anything you want. Tiffany Haddish's autobiography, the sequel to The Shining that they're making into a movie.
Oh,
Dr.
Make It
Sleep. Dr. Sleep.
That's the sequel to The Shining?
It's so good. It's
Sequel
all
to
about
Shining.
little. It's all about him all grown up.
Danny's all grown up.
Wait, did Stephen King write this?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
When did he write this?
So
Go-
basically,
go to
Danny grows up.
audibletrial.com.
I have
/DMS.
no idea. I had
Listen
no
to the
idea
book.
about
I'm going
this.
to tell you a little bit of the plot. Danny grows up, like his father, becomes an alcoholic, hits
Mm-hmm.
rock bottom, sober. The ghosts come and follow him. It's about
Ah.
a group of ghosts that travel, and Danny's life with them as a hospice worker.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And you can
Very
listen to
good.
that free while you're driving in your RV. If you
Yes.
go to audibletrial.com.
They travel by RV from town to town.
/DMS.
Wow, that's kind of interesting.
He lives in an RV. That's
I do
why
live
I'm
in an
asking.
RV.
It's kind of like, I'm guessing, a Grateful Dead joke, probably.
All right. I feel it. I feel it. I was in a Grateful Dead cover band. That's you have to in Colorado. you know.
We're gonna, I think that's a lot. We'll talk about that. Do you have an Audible membership?
I did, but I don't anymore because I haven't used it.
I
Yeah.
do. I'm listening to Doomickey right now, which
Oh,
is also a
snoogans.
Stephen King story.
Very nice. Whatever you like, go to audibletrial.com /DMS.
I'll have to check it out.
Free audiobook, free 30-day trial.
Yeah.
You can cancel anytime, but I'll bet you keep it because you get deep discounts.
Oh yeah, and it's easy to read. It's very convenient. I liked
Yeah.
it when I had it. I've been studying busy. I've read a normal book recently,
Well,
analog
I
or
like
otherwise.
it when I'm on my computer. I can put it on while I work.
Right.
Ah.
I don't have as much
Put it-
time to read anymore.
Put it on when you work. Put it on when you drive. We had,
Oh yeah, any road trip audiobook.
We had Johnny Scott Gramercy, who used to have a show on Skid Row. Now he's in the Dirty Horror Band. He said
He's really moving up in the world.
no, but he has kids.
Oh,
and
geez.
he has Audible, and he puts on Harry Potter books when they go on road trips.
Smart, yeah.
Wow. that
Because
makes sense.
honestly, those books are so much better than the movies.
And they go a long time. They're like 12, 13 hours
Exactly.
apiece.
So the kids keep quiet. And,
That's why I'm
yeah.
still. I think I'm still listening to Do McKee since our last time I was on the
wow.
show.
Well, there you go.
It's a very long book.
It's a long book, yes. See, and also go to our friend Jamie. If you go to Instagram, Lionel Monroe Hat Company, Lionel Monroe Hats. Get a hat, cover your head. Okay, so the exciting thing is French accent was on America's Got Talent. We got to get this.
Yes.
We got to start.
I
off
believe
with
that
this.
means you're talented.
Well, thank you. I mean, some people think so at least. That's good.
Well, we were talking outside how you got in. Now, because thousands of people. How many people auditioned?
70,000
Whoa,
In
you're
LA
very
or
talented.
in the maybe, but apparently I think that's across the country.
Okay.
That's the numbers I was told. I'm not sure. I haven't researched them, but that's the numbers I was told. There's 70,000 tried out, and only a few hundred actually make the live audition, and only a few of those make the televised audition, and only a few of those make the actual first round, which is the middle round, and then after that they have the final round. As
Right.
far as I know, I don't know any more than that. That's it. That's all I got.
but somebody had actually seen your act.
Yes. The somebody in the show saw my act at one of the shows around town here, and recommended that I put in a full application. So I went in an alley and I shot a set of G-rated stuff.
I thought you were gonna do something else in that alley.
Oh,
G-rated stuff in an alley. What?
Oh yeah. I was just singing Disney songs.
What alley in L.A. are you? Where are you going to?
I was in Culver City. It was,
Okay, maybe.
possibly, it's a magical time. But a car drove by while I was doing my thing, and I commented on that, and apparently the people who looked at the video liked it. And then I got to go into Pasadena and audition, and then after I auditioned in Pasadena, they had me audition again the same day, and then they said, all right, well, we'll get back to you if the celebrity judge audition you've made it to. I don't know why I Yoda syntaxed that, but
Right.
and then I did, and I was the last one of all the ones that got to do the celebrity audition. I was the last one.
I don't really
Wow.
watch reality TV. How
Me
did the
neither.
celebrity? How is it? Who's the celebrity judge? How does that work?
It was
Howie Mandel,
Okay.
Mel B from the Spice Girls,
Okay.
Heidi Klum because she's very talented,
very
and,
talented, yeah.
and Simon Cowell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Did
a
you make
big,
Simon laugh?
No, he was a grump. He didn't like it. So
You-
I don't like
you
puns.
You could tell when he walked out. When
Oh,
he,
immediately.
He walks out with an accordion, an eye patch, a beret, and you could tell Simon Cowell's like, oh no.
Yeah, his face just his whole demeanor dropped. He was a little pale. He's like, I have to sit through one more of these. I'm gonna go postal. He didn't look happy. He's like, why am I doing this show? I made this show happen. I did this to myself.
He did actually laugh at something you said on the tape that I saw, which was edited, of course.
Yeah.
But he did laugh at the end, not from your act, but you did an ad lib, and he did laugh at something.
I think he did. Yeah, I saw him smiling at something. Yeah, it was. They got time constraints and stuff, so they got to make it fit in their slot. So, but yeah, he did. He was smiling at a few of those things. I think if I were him and I had just seen all those acts, I would decide in the middle of my judging what I was going to do at the end.
I mean,
you know what? I've seen all these. I'm saying a no at the end. All right, I'm kicking this off.
But I mean, you've been at the end of enough open mics that it gets a little.
Oh man, yeah, I can feel for them. I knew where they were coming from, so it didn't hurt my feelings. I was just happy to be there.
Matter of fact, the only time that I've ever seen this guy bomb, and he's great. And I don't even know if it counts as a bomb. We did a show a couple months ago.
Okay.
Hold it for this big show business drop at Big Mama's and Papa's Pizza in Reseda.
Big Mama's and Papa's Pizza in Reseda.
And interestingly enough,
Reseda could also be Greeley.
It could.
Yeah.
It could.
possibly.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We were doing they had a group of people that did not speak English. I still don't know what country
They were from
Spain.
Spain. They were
From
Spanish,
Spain,
but
okay.
like not American.
Right.
like-
They were
right.
Spanish from Spain.
We are classical Spanish. We have some style.
They
Yes,
were
little flair.
they were filming a YouTube show
Yeah.
where they ate like the big 50-inch pizza. Like
Oh, I
want
want to do that. Like, I'm so down to that.
Yeah. Well, we can go to Reseda right after the show. But so they filmed it like they if you eat all the pizza, you win $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta pay $200 for the pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Evens out.
yeah.
That
So
does. That's an
little bit.
investment. I'm going to bring Brittany. She can eat anything.
So, yes. So that camera set up the whole thing, right?
Yep.
And
5 or 6 cameras.
so French accent comes up, and he breaks the microphone stand.
not on purpose.
Then he
was weak and feeble.
So then he's like,
It was.
well, if I can't use the microphone stand, I'll go into the crowd. Almost knocks over their YouTube camera.
Oh shit!
Then goes back to the table, eats his pizza. They feed everybody pizza. It's
Of course,
It's
yeah.
a nice place. And then and breaks the napkin dispenser.
It was like I was.
You were cursed.
I was
Motherfucker, someone
Inspector-
has like a little doll of you, and they're like, we will give him shit luck.
I was Inspector Clouseau for about 2 minutes, like nothing I could do. And it was the crazy thing was, it was so funny. Like it was
Yeah.
just like
So bad,
I was
yeah.
sweat laughing, you
Yep.
know. It was, but it was so, like, and I abandoned the set, so I
Yeah,
went.
you're just like, I'm not gonna. And he's like, you can still do the set. He's like, I don't want to break anything.
Well, like I got a minute in because I was trying my first set, and what happened was I went to adjust the mic and it slipped down. So I was like, oh, I'll make a bit out of it and do it 2 more times, rule of threes. And on the third one, the clip on the mic broke and it hit the ground. And the guy running the mic was like,
You
"You
dropped
broke
the
my mic, man! You're not supposed to break my mic." And I was like, I'll get you a new one. I'll go into the crowd. And I went, and they laughed a little bit, but then I tripped over the tripod, which made the camera lean in. The dude
Right.
dives across the table. They're all yelling at me in Spanish.
yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'm going to get the hell out of here. And I just...
And not Mexican Spanish, Spanish.
It was
so
the
you had
Queen
no idea.
Spanish.
That's why I'm watching my tripod very carefully.
Yeah.
Other than that, this guy goes on and just kills.
Well,
so
thank
every time
Wow.
I've seen him. So, so Nicole, what's new with you?
Oh, I'm working on some fucked up shit witches.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pairing with an artist. She's a talented local artist, and so I will be releasing the story I'm working on, Cursed, which is about a weekend that was kind of the same way. Like, it ended up in the emergency room. It was just crazy. Like,
Wait a second, I didn't hear about this.
it wasn't it was Brittany.
Oh,
But
okay.
basically, by the way, Brittany is like my
BFF?
unofficial, my BFF, kind of little sister, like kid sister type thing. But
Good at eating pizza.
yeah, she eats all the things.
All
like,
right.
Eats all the things.
Eats all
Like that Brittany will eat anything.
It's always good to have somebody that's a big pizza eater. In the
I like
crew.
pizza too.
I know you do.
I think my entire squad eats pizza. Sometimes.
I think
like
last time we hung out, we ate pizza.
That's right, pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza. All right, so
Have some more. Help yourself, by the way. Today.
Oh, yes, yes,
I
yes.
see. Go ahead. So you and Brittany ended up in the emergency room.
yeah. Well, all right. So like I'm going.
Was a witch involved?
It turned out later, yes. It turned out later, actually, I might have been cursed. I'm not sure. But I don't know. It depends if someone certainly tried. That's what we'll say.
Oh, okay.
But so I'm trying to go to Fresno for this thing I didn't even really want to do, but I'd committed to it beforehand. And I actually did want to do it because I waited before I did. I'm like, all right, you know what? It's a weird ass situation, but at the end of the day, I'll regret not going more than I'll regret going, says I. I get to the bus stop. I get there at noon.
Right.
The bus finally arrives at 3. So already off to a bad start. I got to go to Fresno, and I'm like 3 hours late. Awesome. So then I go down the
Was it a Greyhound bus you were taking?
This is a
to Fresno?
Greyhound bus. It was.
Oh, I can't think of anything worse than a
Greyhound.
Greyhound bus.
And
than
this
Fresno.
whole
Because if you're not
story.
traveling like a dog, why the hell is there one painted on the side of the bus?
Oh.
That's
And
Greyhound
so we're
for you.
going down the fucking highway.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, everything stops in traffic. And there's a massive fire coming over the hill.
Ooh, gross.
And we're all in single lane traffic. It's awesome. Then we go,
Yeah.
and there's this bus just creepily over on the side of the road.
Mm.
And so we have to pull over, and our driver gets out and he goes and talks to the other driver. There is a disturbed passenger on his bus.
Oh, my.
And so he needs our bus to follow his bus to the nearest rest stop
Right.
in order to wait for the sheriff's department to remove the disturbed passenger. So this takes another hour and a half of my time. At this point, I don't understand what's happening.
I do. You were on a Greyhound bus.
I'm like, this isn't good. But at this point, we're also like, I'm in it. It's not like I can go back. It's only going to get worse, but let's do it. So then we get over there, and then just constant problems all the way down. The sunset was beautiful, though, because everything was on fucking fire.
Fresno on fire. I was
Sounds
on
like
the
an
Greyhound
album.
bus. Yeah, I was on a Greyhound bus.
Doesn't it?
It sounds like a Grateful Dead album. Yeah. I was on a Greyhound.
Fresno on fire.
That's like.
Oh,
that's
and we
more
get
Dylan,
there,
yeah.
and then there's nothing but technical difficulties, and I'm just laughing, and
Was this like a Comic-Con?
it was a concert, and so like one of my favorite bands is playing. It's a long story.
Oh, okay.
But then like someone in the audience, I'll never forget this, was like, Frez, yes.
Oh.
You were cursed.
Nothing wrong with Fresno.
How
It was
clever.
just, again,
it.
when we're talking about Greeley, that was my thought when I've been there. I'm like, I've been to this town. Not here, but I've been to this town.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's there's just certain things, but the smell. Greeley's got its own effluvia.
Oh, yeah. Greeley actually smells like cows.
But
That's
you've,
not an
but you've
exaggeration.
never been to Fresno.
The moment you get there. But Fresno, it really did remind me, like, okay, so
Wow.
a bunch of people came. This band's very popular. So they came from Bakersfield. They came from all around. This is the most exciting fucking thing happening, right? And so, yeah, it was like being back in Farmtown. And then on the way home, like, we hit an owl.
Well, I don't feel too sorry for that owl. I mean,
It was...
it's a bad owl.
And then, like-
your head turns all the way around. You didn't see a bus?
No, it wasn't a bus. I wasn't doing that again. I rode home with some friends. I was not doing that
all right,
again.
well.
I was on an 8-hour bus ride from hell.
No, should be able to see a car.
Yeah.
That
It's
poor
still,
owl. And then, like...
That owl was
I'm just
drunk.
picturing an owl taking his head around just like the.
And
eyes
then,
go
like,
wide.
we're all, like, smoking
oh,
weed
shit.
and just driving down the highway. And then, like, we're hungry. And we go to 3 different
You
towns.
could have eat the owl, you know? It's like a...
We couldn't eat the owl. There was
That's a night chicken. You could have ate the night chicken.
There's
God's
the
throwing
pizza.
protein at you.
Well, and like we go to 3 different towns, and the second town there was this creepy thing happening. Like clearly the people here were waiting for like some form of drop off in the middle of nowhere. We like get the fuck out of there because you don't.
Do you
know.
have our owl? We sent the owl ahead.
They ran over the owl.
This will not go good for you. You do not run over Sandy's owl.
Hoots. Hoots.
I mean, it was like we had. Also, like my friends have a nice car, and so like
Oh.
we got the fuck out of there.
Fair
And then so
enough.
the third town, it was open. We found a McDonald's, and that was good.
Oh, good.
I was very hungry by this point.
Would you like our McOwl?
We have a surplus of owls in this
Well,
Transylvania, California region.
We can supersize it.
And so I get home, I go to bed, I wake up, and Brittany couldn't come with me on the trip because she's like, my arm hurts. And she's like, I have an infection, my arm hurts. And I was just like, I didn't know what that meant, but like,
I don't
okay.
know what. No, so she got an infection in her arm.
And so I go
It
and I'm like,
hurt.
well, show it to me.
Oh.
It was like a golf ball.
Oh.
Like, we're talking real horror show. She's like, I was worried spiders were going to come out of it. And I get that. Like, I mean, she was joking, but like... And so then, like, we go in to the hospital, and they wear goggles when they cut it open. And they go, these things gush. This is all real. This really fucking
That sounds like something
Wow.
Like goggles.
That's like something a mook would say out of like them. These things gush.
No,
He's
like-
got to have the eyes protection.
They do. And, like, they're like, you want to stand back? And I'm like, okay. Am I out of range?
Did they give you goggles? Or
No, I just sort of, like, got out of range. And then, like, she's
Did it
fucking
gush?
amazing.
You know what would have been fucked up? If an owl flew
So
out of
gross.
there?
Well, that's kind of what's going to happen in my story. But I've replaced
M.
the
Night
owl.
Shyamalan twist.
Oh.
But replace the owl with a raven, so you're on the same page. I was like, what if this was a curse?
I didn't mean to spoil the ending.
No. Trust me, you can't spoil it. I mean, you know, the people who were on the journey with me know what happened, except we're just like a little bit more monstery.
It's a great story.
It's like without that, it's a great story.
So how'd she get infected?
We still don't know.
And then they just popped it and she was good.
Oh, they put you on antibiotics because we still don't know.
Wow.
I'm suspecting
Ugh.
the crazy passenger on the Greyhound bus had something to do with it.
In the story, they do. Later, I found out
You made it very
somebody who practices magic,
good.
or very amateurly, from what I could tell.
With a CK?
Huh?
With a CK?
With a CK. Very amateurly, from what I could tell. Did attempt to actually curse me, though.
But he
Don't
missed
know.
and he got your friend.
No.
So that's why the owl flew at you. He's like, night chicken, go. Some gothic turkey for you.
Yeah, I was on a Greyhound bus from Las Vegas to San Diego with a dessert person. And we were at the...
I don't know what it meant. What does it mean? It could mean anything.
I'm going to tell you what it meant this time. So this woman just kept, like, she was just drinking like you guys are. And, but, I mean, you guys are in the public, you know, they're on the bus. She had, like, a little thing, you know, a little bottle, and she's, like, doing
A little bottle.
She's like, she kept swigging.
A Nicole Sixx
And
bottle.
you're not supposed to, you're not supposed to, and please help yourself. So you're not supposed to, and so we're at a rest stop, and I guess it's like a 20-minute layover, And she's like, I'm going to drive the bus now.
Yes.
And,
That's a great idea.
and
I
people-
mean, why haven't we tried this? We'll get there so much faster. Skip
yeah.
everyone's stops.
Yeah, so literally people had to physically restrain her from sitting in the seats.
Wow, that's funny.
And then the bus driver had to call the police, and so it was a
Yeah, the
little bit of
sheriffs
a-
came out, and like we stayed at the rest stop, and it was.
Did you guys have this experience too when you're on the Greyhound? There's a bunch of kids on there, and whenever you stop, they get out and smoke.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
While they
Like, how
were
young are you
escorting
saying?
the
Like 12
unruly
years old?
passenger
Sure.
off, the bus
Yeah.
driver's like, "Stay on the bus." The smoker's like, "Oh no, we got to go smoke and watch."
Yeah, I got stuck on a Greyhound from Arkansas to Wyoming in 2012.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a 25 or a 26-hour drive. It was intense.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and every time, we'd stop every 4 or 5 hours or whatever, and these kids would smoke like chimneys. Like, I couldn't believe it. It was like they got handed a pack by the bus driver. Don't forget your smokes, Jimmy.
What else?
You're gonna die before you're 30. You ride the Greyhound so much, you might as well enjoy it.
Now,
or
to be
something.
fair, I
What
like
else is
the
there to do,
Greyhound
though?
because it's only
Right?
like $20.
It is pretty cheap.
But
Yeah.
I definitely regretted taking it that day.
Yeah, I've only taken the one, and it was very. I won't ever forget it, but it was not very fun.
I have taken one
No.
from Colorado to here actually, and I got fucking stuck in Vail. I know, like, cause
Well,
like the bus broke down,
If
and
you're
I
going to
was
get stuck, that's not bad.
No, like I was stuck at a Greyhound bus stop in Vail, not
Yeah.
like Vail,
Yeah.
Vail. And so you're up there and you're fucking freezing, and you're just waiting. And that was another example.
Because
Of,
Greyhound bus stops are notoriously shitty.
Yeah, they are.
Was Vail a shitty Greyhound
oh,
stop?
of course, and it's on top of a fucking mountain. It was so cold.
So it's like the only shitty part of Vail is the Greyhound
Probably.
bus
I
stop.
mean, I'm sure there might be something else, but it definitely wasn't a nice bus stop.
Mm.
And then, like, I got here so late, I missed what I was supposed to be coming out here for, but it was still a good adventure. And then I learned a lot from, like, because it goes through, it was a road trip, learning things from bizarre people sitting next to me. I always have an interesting story on the Greyhound. I think
Yeah,
that's why I
well,
like
you
it.
do. Yeah, you see stuff. There's no
Yeah.
way around it. I mean,
But when I, like, take it to San Diego, it's no problem.
well, I mean, that's just 2 hours. It's not a big,
Yeah.
It's just a little hop, skip, and a jump.
So I hate to hop off the Greyhound tails, but now
Some fucked up
now,
shit Greyhound.
no, you're from Wyoming originally.
Yes, I'm originally from
Where
Wyoming.
in Wyoming?
That's where we get our
Gillette.
fireworks.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been there.
it's the best a man can get. Nah, it's not the
Yeah.
best. Well, you know what? Wyoming and Colorado in the country are actually two very excellent places to live. And Gillette is a bit of an oasis in this respect. I didn't see anybody ever begging for money there, like in a homeless capacity, until last year.
Oh, that's impressive.
And it was one person at a Walmart. And that's the thing. And Gillette's about 35,000 people. It's not big.
Right.
But everybody's, even the people who don't work, they're not homeless. They got a place to be. People take care of one another. And generally, Gillette actually has a pretty high standard of living with a low level of education because it's a blue-collar industrial type place. And so there's a lot of good stuff about it. But, out there, the only music anybody listens to is like sort of thrash metal sort of things. It's classic rock thrash metal. They don't really listen to country. There's some ranchers. It's a different place. It's a different country. It really is.
Okay.
A lot of drinking because everybody makes money out there, and they're in the middle of nowhere. And so they just buy four-wheelers and drink a lot. That's basically
And listen to thrash metal.
yeah, and listen to thrash. And hey, there's some fun. The thing is, if you know people, there's no boring town. It's just when you don't know people in a little town, that'll break your brain. But if you know people,
Or
there's
if you
always fun
burned
to
a
be
bunch
had.
of bridges. There's always those people in small towns.
Oh yeah. You do. I've unintentionally burned a few bridges,
And no one forgets in a small town.
Yeah, well, it's. I'll remember forever because that was the history of my small town.
Exactly. Like, there's nothing else exciting going on.
Yeah,
That scandal will last forever.
Yeah, so there you go.
I can imagine the scandals you've been in.
I've been in some stupid low-level stuff. You bet.
Now, how does a young man from Wyoming become French accents?
Oh goodness! So this is a bit of a story. So I got my BA in 2008 in theater. And I was going to come out to L.A. and be an actor. And thank God I didn't do that because I realized after the fact that's quite retarded. And that's what a lot of poor
Never
people...
come here to be an actor
No.
or a model.
Or
don't be a model.
If you
Please
d-
don't be
and
a
if you
model.
do
You're going to
come,
fail at your life.
Have a backup for goodness
Because you're never
sake.
going to be a fucking model.
Well, if you're fucking, you might be a model. But, I mean, that's,
those are
that's a
different types
kind
of
model.
models.
No, not these
That's
days.
a Van Nuys model. That's what that is. That's a model from Van Nuys.
Now with the hashtag Me Too, it's not gonna.
Oh, yeah.
That's
those
right.
days
Well, no,
are
the
over.
sugar daddies' websites are still up. Don't worry,
Yeah,
fake
you-
models. You can still get out there.
you
But
can
no
be-
one's a real
Ugh.
model in LA. Go to New York.
You could be a sugar baby, but not a mom.
Ugh. So see, and that's the thing. If I'd have come out here,
So you're a theater nerd,
yeah, I was a theater nerd. Well, I wanted to be Luke Skywalker. We got to dial it back.
right?
I wanted to be Luke Skywalker from the time I was very young. I loved it, and when I was in 8th or 9th grade, I knew they were going to make more movies, and I was about the age of the kid who was Anakin.
Right.
Good dream. You're like, I'm gonna manifest that.
Well, and I knew I couldn't actually ever be in a Jedi, but I could get in the movies. If I learned to act now, I figured I could get to the point where I could audition for that when I'm a young man.
I love that. Like, that's smart though. You're like, I'm gonna work my ass up to this.
Yeah, so what I did is in Gillette, Wyoming, I went to every single theatrical endeavor anywhere I could find for years. I ended up getting a scholarship for speech and debate, which turned into theater. I got a scholarship at Cornell, not university,
awesome.
not
No.
university,
Oh,
the
okay.
college. It's the Sam's Club version. It's in Mount Vernon,
Don't
Iowa.
say that. Just go
Oh,
with it.
okay.
It's LA.
I know. I should. I have trouble though because I went there, you see, and I feel so dishonest by misrepresenting it. It's an
Oh,
e-
you're proud of your Cornell. Be proud of your Cornell.
Well, I don't know if I'll
Trust me,
put,
you're probably the one person that went to that Cornell that's actually admitting.
maybe. Yeah, that's probably the
Yeah,
case.
like they all went there so they could say they went to Cornell. Let's face
Well,
it.
it's got some it's got a one course at a time thing where they do 3.5 weeks of one course and then you do 3.5 weeks of another course.
That would be wonderful.
It's kind of neat, but everybody's a slut there because you switch boyfriends every course or girlfriends every course.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so that's the downside of that. It's a lot of fun though. I mean, I enjoyed some of my time there, and I got my BA, and I was like, okay, now I got to pay off all this tens of thousands of dollars of college debt. I got getting a useless degree, so I can go out to LA and do something else
Be
stupid.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, be Luke Skywalker. So
And by the way, I've seen pictures of Jake Lloyd
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Kind of looks like you.
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
By
yeah.
the way, I lettered and silvered in speech and debate. I don't think it's a useless talent.
Oh no, I'm talking about theater.
Oh, yeah.
Speech and debate. No, listen to me go. I'm in
Oh,
contemporaneous
no,
mode right now.
I've noticed that your vocabulary is incredibly astute.
Oh, snoochie boochies and merci beaucoup. See, two words that were not English. Which ones were real? But so I worked in the coal mines to pay off my college loans, and
So you went to college to work in the coal mines.
well, but I paid them off the year I graduated.
Okay.
And that was it was $70,000 over the course of 4 years, and I was debt free
That's great.
at 21 because I graduated a little early.
You have
So-
a lot of drive.
I've been blessed, I'll tell you. So I was at the mines, right? And so here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, so here's my choices. The mine wasn't going to keep me on full time. So either A, I stay in Gillette, find another mine. It's a good old boys club. Get on with them, work for a year or so, backlog 10 to 12 grand, go out to LA and audition 6 months straight, 40 hours a week till I get some work. I probably would have done okay with some commercials. I don't know. That was plan A. Plan B, I knew of a place I could stay in Colorado, get a job down there, check out the art circuit in that area. So I was like, I don't know what to do. All right, God. I have a coin here. Heads, I go one way. Tails, and I flipped it, and I went to Colorado. And I
Right.
thought, well, I'll try stand-up comedy because I was listening to all the stand-up comedians that I really liked, Mitch Hedberg and Steve Martin.
We actually have a pretty good comedy group out there. I like it.
Oh yeah, there's a
We
decent
got a lot
scene.
of decent art. Yeah.
Yeah, it's surprising. So I was
Theater
like,
is really good there too.
I almost
yeah,
got
I was
into that,
plays.
but I'm not good at the musical. I can sing
Yes.
now, but when I applied
That's it.
before I was a comedian, you get
those are my choir years.
those little showrooms by the RV place on the interstate. There's a couple little dinner theaters. Anyway, so I went down there 2008 in
Also,
October.
Casa Bonita. Anyone can be an actor.
Casa Bonita. Totally worth it. I went down there 2008. It's November. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to find some comedy while I look for a job. And I looked for comedy, and I looked, and I couldn't find it. And I went to an open mic on Colfax Avenue at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
No one wants to go to Colfax Avenue.
Nobody. It's the, I don't know the analog here, the Balboa. The
Balboa.
yeah, I don't know what nasty street up
What
here
is what's the street in Pretty Woman?
I don't know.
What was the street in Pretty Woman?
I don't know.
Well, Colfax is where the hookers used to hang out. So whatever the street in Pretty Woman is.
Bam, you got it.
Google it.
So I went there, and it was this dive-ass bar, and there was this old drunk dude putting money in the jukebox saying it was his song. And I was like, this isn't an open mic. This is sadness. So I left, and I gave up
No,
comedy.
it was an open mic.
It was. Yeah, I didn't know. I gave it up until 2011 because in 2010 I thought I was going to get married with this girl. She thought she was going to play crotch hopscotch with any crotch she came across. We had our differences. She broke up with me.
Did you meet her at Cornell?
No. I met her at T-Mobile. And
That still somehow sounds slutty.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you nailed.
Sounds like a lateral move.
Yeah, I was a call center representative. I'd be on the phones getting calls, and I'd be like,
yeah.
"Thanks for calling T-Mobile. I can set you up with a new family plan." And just
She's
do
all, but I
accents.
wanted the no contracts or commitments plan.
Yeah, she did. So she busted up with me. I was all depressed. I got a DWAI, which is a DUI light, driving while ability impaired. And I lost my license, and I had to get a new job. I was at IBM at the time then. I switched. I met her at T-Mobile. I was at IBM at the time. And I was in the height of my depression, saddest place I've ever been in my adult life. And my buddy told me there was a comedy open mic right like a mile or two from where I lived.
Right.
Turn that pain into laughter.
Bam, yeah. So I went out there. I rode my bike there because I couldn't drive. And I watched them on the stage, and I was like, oh, this is what they're doing? I think I can work with this. So I came out and I pretended to be from Scotland, and I went out there and I told a bunch of weird one-liners and got angry, and they were just so taken with my accent because I can pull it off quite
Everybody
well.
loves an accent.
I love it, especially Scotland. You can do anything with a Scotland dialect. It's great.
Right.
And so I was talking like that, and then in the middle I said, I do jokes like I love blackberries, as I prefer to call them, wee grapes, stupid shit like that. And then I came out of it and I said, I'm really from Wyoming. Bet you didn't expect that. I'm like the Invisible Man having an orgasm. You didn't see that coming. Right. And I did that whole bit, and it blew their mind because they really didn't see it coming.
Right.
So they put me on a showcase that night. And for about 3 months, it was Hody's Half Note in the East Coast. And they still do shows to this day.
Okay.
Hody's is one of the best open mics in the country as far as I know.
All right.
I haven't been everywhere in the country, but I've been to a lot of places, and it's a really good open mic.
Sure.
And I was
Just be
doing,
careful on Koufax.
Yeah, well,
joke.
Hody's is in Fort Collins.
Oh, okay.
So you're
Sorry.
good. You're good. Yeah, there's nowhere bad in Fort Collins except a couple trailer parks, and there it's just they might smoke weed and look at you funny. But yeah, I did
That's
that
just the
for
weed. It's not you.
3 months or so, 2 mics a night because I could only do that many. And as I was doing this, toward the end of 2011, a guy came through who headlined as a Scottish character, and he never broke character.
Right.
And he came through, and he already had this headline act, and I was like, well, I can't do any. He's already headlining with it. I can't do that.
He
So
was doing this. He was doing the Scottish voice.
He was doing a Scottish character, and he used the Scottish character as a vehicle to get away with shenanigans, which is what kind of my thing
Right,
was. And I didn't think anybody else would. I didn't think anybody else would possibly do that.
Right.
And so there he was doing it. So I was like, well, now I have to reinvent myself or something. And so I was trying to figure out new characters, and I wrote this treatment for a bureaucrat who described the most boring things as though they were the most exciting things that had ever happened. And his name was French Accent, which is the acronym you saw in America's Got Talent. Francois, Raphael, Edgar, Norbert, Celestine, Herbert, Absalon, Corentin, Clement, Emmanuel, Nathaniel, Tellus, 4, the initials of which spell French Accent. And it was very weak. It wasn't funny.
Right.
But I had the idea kicking around. Well, then my brother was going to go to school at a high school down in Fort Collins, and my folks wanted to chaperone him where he was living because he was a teenager. They wanted me to move in with him and sort of take care of him.
Right.
And I didn't want to do that, but I decided to do that to help him out, especially since IBM was treating me like garbage. So while I'm moving, I'm a piano player. I've been blessed with a gift on the keys. I can play. Man,
Right.
my fingers, they each got a brain in them. But I love to play all the time. And I had it leaned against the wall, and the weight of the keyboard broke the ACD adapter that usually you plug into. So now I couldn't play the keys, so I had to send it off to get fixed, which forced me to pick up the accordion, which I had been given the year before and hadn't touched. I wanted to busk with it. But
who gave you the accordion?
my mom did for Christmas.
Oh.
I wanted to busk with it, like because I play keys well. It's like, well, it's an acoustic piano I can take
Right.
with me. That was my thinking.
Right.
And it was just so complicated, I didn't do anything with it, and I left it in the corner. And then I was like, wait a minute. I think in Providence, the creator of the universe broke my keyboard so that I would reach for the accordion
Of course.
and pick it up. And so
It's
I did.
called synchronicity.
There you
It
go.
might have been a witch.
I don't think it was a witch.
I don't either. But I picked up the accordion, and I love Mitch Hedberg. And you know Mitch Hedberg, he's got
course.
that bass, and it's funny as hell. It's
Yeah.
but I can't do a bass. So I was like, what if I just do a little
When
thing,
the
a
moon
little
hits your
lick?
eye.
Yeah, and so I did that, and I was laughing like an idiot in the basement for hours, and I wrote a bunch of stupid one-liners, and I tried it that next Monday. 5 minutes I just wrote that one day.
Right.
And I got better response than I had ever gotten in the past year. So I
Yeah.
kept writing for it. And I met up with that Scottish guy, and he had me feature for him, and I learned how to do 30 minutes on the
Right.
road. And so the act hit me in November. I had an eye patch laying around from when that October I was Snake Plissken for Halloween.
Okay.
And I just had it lying around. I was like, let's use this too. Why not? It'll be fun. I just threw it on there. So I got my first paid gig in January, $20. It was 12 minutes. It's online, actually. It's not a very good set. And
So you earned every penny.
yeah, I did. And I met up with this guy, and he needed somebody who he needed as a sap to help him pay for his road gigs. So, he'd lie to me and say that he booked me as a feature when he knew he could finagle a guest spot, and then he'd say, "Oh, they double booked it. I'm sorry. It looks like you're just a guest spot. Sorry, they double booked it." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm stupid and young. I don't know any better."
Yeah.
But I did actually get to do some feature gigs. I actually booked some gigs where I just call a bar or a hotel and say, "We're doing the show," and it was sort of a grifter thing. So he was being a con man. He was all on board of it.
Right.
So we actually got to do some gigs and make a little money, and I learned how to feature and headline with French accent from being on the road for 3 months. So I appreciate it. I look at the $1,200 I got screwed out of when I had to leave that bus stop because he marooned me in Arkansas as a collegiate expense. But if I'm ever going to work with the guy, he's got to reimburse that, or I won't ever trust him. But anyway, that's just in case he ever catches on. I don't necessarily dislike the guy. Very talented, very funny guy. But
Google Scottish comedian.
But he's not
you're
actually
not,
Scottish.
you're not naming the name.
No,
he's
I-
actively not throwing any shade.
I'm not throwing any. That's the reason. I just don't want to throw any shade. He's a very talented guy. He's very funny. He'll pull your leg if you let him. But I learned a lot. So I can't fault that.
Right.
And so from then on, I was doing French accent, and that was 2012. I started substitute teaching so I could take any gig, And
So when did you move to LA?
2016, I bought an RV, and at that point, I quit. Go ahead.
No. So when you're on America's Got Talent, I live in an RV with a
Yeah,
cat.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fact. That's a give me some work. I want to get out of the RV. So, but I got this 1978 Dodge Honey, which is a bed over the cab Class C RV of about 21 feet.
Oh wow.
And it got it for $2,200 with 84,600.
Oh, in college,
miles on
I
it.
totally thought about buying one.
Oh, it's worth
Well,
doing.
That for that mileage, that's
Oh
good.
yeah, and you know what?
Mom's cabin, the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole. Let's see. I had it for 9 months, and after I sold it, it turned out I was out about $9,000. So that's like I had a car and an apartment for $1,000. That's what you
Exactly.
pay anyway.
Yep.
Right.
So it was just sometimes I was stressed because I was broke down somewhere, but I didn't lose any money on the property. I actually made enough money to get a Volkswagen Rialto, which is a much better vehicle.
Right.
But I came out here in 2016. I went up through Montana, Washington, Oregon, down through San Francisco, hit LA in October, went back home for Christmas, came back out through early March, went back home, saved up enough to get the better Rialto, then came back out again. I guess I made it by July, August, right around there, and I've been here ever since. I mean, I go home for Christmas and Easter. That's about it.
Right.
So I live in the RV. I shower at 24-hour fitness. I've got a shower in the RV, but it's sprinkle and then lather and sprinkle.
No, like there's not enough space in RV.
No, if you've
it's-
ever showered in an RV, it's an experience.
It is. It's very you're like, well, this is not fun, but I'm clean-ish now.
Yeah.
I regret certain things. Like I thought, I would have bought that in college. I did end up
Yeesh,
buying.
it's fun.
It's weird, like random. I bought.
What did you
I
buy
did
in
buy
college?
a trailer. Like the first piece of property I ever owned was a very nice trailer at a trailer park owned by Donnie and Marie Osmond in
Oh
Broomfield.
wow. Oh wow.
My first property.
Really?
That's amazing. That's
I
pretty
started
cool.
young.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I didn't know Donnie and Marie were.
Fucking weird. They own property, and I had no idea. I just like it was a nice trailer park.
Nice.
And like, so in Colorado,
It had that
trailers are
Osmond
like
quality.
different. Like unless you're in Federal Heights.
Yeah.
But like, there's a town called Dacona, which is like a giant
Oh,
trailer park.
Right by Erie.
Yeah, and like it's a big joke because that's one of the only places we get tornadoes. So it's like the giantest, most classy, like really nice. We're talking like 4 bedrooms. Some of these trailers,
Yeah.
we're not joking.
No, they're
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
it's a whole
so
different culture.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like bought a really nice trailer in Broomfield, and
You can get them super cheap.
yeah, but I was like. I don't remember exactly. I want to say it was 25 something, like really cheap,
That's
under
not bad at all.
$3,000.
Yeah, and you can live there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got.
And
a
then you
roof
rent
over your
like
head.
the lot for like it was like 180 or some shit.
Oh yeah, that's super cheap.
So
You
the
save
lot is
money.
how you get the water and the
Yeah.
power,
Yeah, that's the way to go.
and you rent it from Donnie and Marie Osmond.
That's funny.
Yeah,
the
It
was
mile
fucking
high
weird.
cottages.
I know.
You're contributing to the Osmond.
It had a park.
Oh wow, a park within a park.
Yeah, a
It's
park
an
within
It
a
was an
park.
Inception park. You were in a
A
dream.
parkception.
You were asleep the whole time on heroin. In
Well,
a
because we
den
have a lot
somewhere.
of open spaces and a lot of wetlands, and
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of
beautiful,
wetlands.
beautiful place.
I went
Brookfield.
by my old trailer park when I went to Loveland, just for
Oh.
nostalgia's sake.
Did you own a
Yeah.
trailer, or were you just like?
No, when my parents had it.
Okay, yeah.
When I was 11, we went cross country from Florida to Colorado. That's how we ended up.
But when I was
In Loveland.
making this purchase, I totally thought of getting an RV instead because
It's doable. The costs are similar, honestly, because instead of like paying for the lot fee, basically you combine your car and your house payment together, and as long as you don't, if you go and you park in an RV park every night, it's going to cost you more because that's like $30 a night.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just park in a street where it says no,
Well,
where it
and,
doesn't
like,
say no
I
overnight,
was
and you're good to
paying
go.
like $900 a month. $900 a month for my 2-bedroom apartment at the
Yeah.
time. With
And that would be bottom dollar out here. That would be like, oh, that's unreal. That's unreal.
no, like as I'm talking about it, so I was like,
Yeah.
it just seemed rational to get
Yeah.
an actual property.
Why not? Yeah, because this is like 3.5 months rent. You own the place.
Yeah.
And you can sell it for $2,000 when you're done, and it's like getting
And
twice your deposit
I
back.
gave it to my cousin to sell. I don't know what happened to it after.
Fair enough.
I
fair
came out
enough.
here.
So, speaking of irrational, now you're not working a day job anymore.
I don't have a day job.
You're supporting yourself with the writing
I am.
Wow.
And I take
and partying.
and partying. I take a few party gigs, but I'm getting out of that too. I've started a social club called Women of Power in LA, which we're just gonna throw our own parties, which will be events, but they're all gonna be geared
Now,
around
are men
art.
going to be invited to these?
Absolutely, gentlemen are welcome.
Mm.
Actually have several men that already support my art in general. So I've been getting a collection of patrons in like the tech industry. Some are in politics. Today I was meeting with a person talking about human trafficking. I have a couple people involved in getting against human trafficking. Not
Oh,
like,
good. Okay.
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
actually in that
The
trafficking.
pro-human trafficking people.
Yeah, they
not
call
big
them
partiers.
coyotes. They're pros, all right. You know.
No, sorry, I have to be clear. Like some of them are in the the task force and everything.
Oh, good. Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, everything I'm doing involves. I want to build a community because there's no fucking point to having money. I think there's a point where people get so fucking out of touch. You have so much. What the fuck are you spending it on?
Mm.
Like, I mean, when I was 15, I built an AIDS orphanage for the AIDS orphans in Africa. And when I look at designer shit, because I grew up so poor.
Right.
I didn't know that. How did you build an AIDS orphanage?
So in Africa, because of AIDS, the orphans of people who have AIDS, they pull the young girls out the streets that don't result to prostitution because they'll
Right.
just spread the AIDS. But the little boys all just hang out in little gangs. So we built an orphanage, and I helped build the mess hall part. Someone had already built the bedding. And so I helped build the mess hall part, and it was like $3,600 I contributed, which we raised on Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, again, I started early with the business shit.
Wow.
And so
And the junk food.
don't be a model, have a brain. All right, anyway. And the junk food, 100%. That's why I was so big. I was a big girl. Don't be a model. Being fat is fun. No. We started building the orphanage, and it was to house them because they can't eat right away. They'll like puke or they'll spend the money on glue. And so you have to rehabilitate people that are starving that much.
Oh man.
Anyway, we got far off what I was saying. Oh, but yeah, because when I look at that, so when I look at like fucking people buying like $600 jackets, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
You can buy a $600 jacket. I'm not judging you. It's just $600 is someone's rent in LA, and you don't know that.
Well, there's at least this positive thing.
and that's
about
if they're
that.
lucky.
People.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's rented $600?
Well, when I first moved out here, I lived in a dive in Koreatown for $500.
Nicely done. Yeah, you got.
It had
you got
rats
a
on the
knife
first
that-
floor, but yeah.
You got a knife and some mace with
I
you.
was on
you're
the
good to
second
go.
floor.
Ah, you're good. Hey, sometimes those rats are a nice little snack if you're running low on some.
Dude, across the street
yeah.
is actually a slumlord, so it is what it is.
Oh, wow.
But I had a dream like you, and I knew what I was doing, and I knew this
Nice.
property would work.
Right.
Very good.
But so I feel that also, like I was talking about with the social media thing, I just want to get the fuck away from drama and
Yeah.
conflict. And as my career starts being more successful, as I'm starting to take bigger writing projects that I will be able to talk about with you soon.
Right. I understand.
As that happens, I would like to have a place to invest the money in community and
Nice.
support. So the community is just a bunch of artists who are all women who support each other.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so eventually there'll be like 200 members, and we'll all just go to each other's events, and it's just nice to
Yeah.
have. The only two rules are no gossip and no drama.
Okay.
But yeah, if, like I'm not gonna spend my money on. I mean, there's nothing
Bullshit,
wrong
yeah.
with designer shit. Everybody has a thing. Like, if, let's say, like, you like cars. Okay. How many cars do you need, though? And if you like shoes, how many shoes do you need? And here's where money becomes a problem. The really rich are so out of touch, they never feel they have enough money, and they spend it on retarded shit that they're actually getting conned out of. You are being fucking conned if you're dropping this kind of money on designer shit. I'm sorry, you are. And if you could be doing something good, and I'm not talking socialist shit, I'm talking...
Well, I think
you just could be doing an actual investment besides having more stuff. More stuff is not going to ever satisfy you.
Oh, I
there
think
will
that's
never
true,
be
yeah.
enough stuff.
Well, and I think there's two sides of this coin too, because there's a cause and effect. What goes around comes around. Nature to what you do with what you've been blessed with, given what you have access to. So you're going to have rich people who are assholes, and you're going to have rich people who do good.
Well, let's
and
put
that's
it
the
this way, right?
difficulty.
Let's say I
That's
have
the hard
a
part.
designer jacket fetish, so I gotta own every designer jacket because it's
Well,
becomes.
then you'd be a bad rich people.
well,
but
no,
if
no.
You, if,
Here's the problem with it: becomes an addiction.
well, it can.
Greed itself becomes
Yeah.
an addiction. You just are compulsively spending because you satisfy your needs.
But then you
with
got
things.
your Keanu Reeves.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
let's start here. You just start collecting these fucking jackets. Now your closet's full. That's all right. You can afford a bigger closet. That's all right. You can
Right.
afford a bigger house. But what if instead you do it like I want to do, which is own property and then rent it out for $500 an apartment to artists, and you're making a shit ton of money while supporting
Yeah,
art.
it's that old saying, money's like shit. You pile it up in a pile, it stinks and rots.
So
but
you can-
spread it around, it makes things grow. And that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
What needs
Community
to happen. Yeah.
makes money, or you can waste it being conned.
Well, and that's the thing, though. If you have the difficulty you have is if you control the system at a level where you are putting an impasse on people who reach a certain level of excess, then at the same time you curtail those who would spend the money well. So it's a catch-22.
They don't spend the money well because they don't know how to spend it. The nice thing
No,
about
most
patrons,
don't, but there are
which
those
is
who
why I've
do.
been going out looking for patrons, is they want to support art. And again, I'm not saying charity. I'm saying
I
investing.
think art is
production.
very important. Yeah.
I think you should be producing others. I think you should be
Oh, yeah.
teaching. I mean, look at this fucking new generation.
Yeah.
They don't know what. Oh, it's not their fault. No one raised them. Both parents had to work.
Yeah, that's
But,
very true. It's very true.
Now, as far as this women's collective,
Yeah, some of them are younger, but they also are looking up. Like I had.
no, but how come nobody's? How come this hasn't been? How come you thought of this and this hasn't been?
I didn't
thought of
really think of
before?
it. My friend Laura was like, "What if there was what if we had an old women's club like we have an old boys club?" And I said that's kind of close to what I'm building right now, which is I'm calling it a good girls club.
Oh,
which
okay.
was just the premise was let's just all be a bunch of girls with no negative energy, because I think there are women in town that just because there aren't a lot of jobs for pretty girls, they all want to kill each other, and that's fucking retarded too. So maybe I should stop saying that word. I'm so sorry.
No,
That's
no,
fucking stupid.
No, it's like Forrest Gump on ecstasy. It's fucking retarded.
It means something different to me. It means the
Come on, that's
actual
pretty
literal
funny.
definition, not
It's,
special needs, which I would
I
much
know,
rather
I-
hang out with people with special
Hey,
needs.
I agree.
than-
I had some
You don't have to
friends.
be that PC on this show. It's all right.
I'm just trying to,
I
in general,
understand.
respect.
I feel you,
people.
though. I feel you. I feel you.
Where does the time go? Jeez, I was gonna.
But to finish, I'll
Yeah,
just
go
finish
ahead.
the
Go
statement.
ahead.
Sorry.
Finish the statement.
The point is, they're mean to each other for competition over men, over money. Why? Because you're not going to win a man. That man's a fucking slut. Okay, ladies? He's a whore.
Yeah.
Deal with it. It's LA. There are 5 of you to every one man, and you are not fucking special. None of us are special. None
But
of the
if
guys
you're a
are
man
special.
in LA,
They're not special either.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
that's
drives
true.
me crazy. These women kill each other over what? And then the
See,
same thing-
guys, they kill each other. Look at this. Look at this. I'm just throwing
Where's
them at me.
Sangol? Hey.
Look at this. Look, this guy. He's like Eddie Murphy in the '80s. His
Dude,
pussy
no,
falling out of the
women
pocket.
fight over you too, don't they? Though.
No.
We'll talk about that later. I know some of your crazy women stories, but we won't put that on the air.
Oh no. There's crazy women. They're not fighting over each other.
Anyway, the point is, we go over.
Don't fight us. Don't be retarded. just
If you were born with brains, use them.
If we can impart one thing this evening, don't be retarded.
Don't be retarded.
Don't be
and
retarded.
probably don't say it.
don't be retarded. Don't ride the Greyhound bus.
Avoid the Greyhound bus.
Yes.
And if you've got some money, help people out with it.
Oh, invest it. That's
know-
what I'm saying. I'm saying saying
you'll
don't
make more
waste it,
money
invest
that
it.
way.
Exactly.
When you put in, it comes back on you. It's what goes
Exactly.
around comes around. So
Invest
build.
in Greeley, Colorado, so it smells better.
that's the smell of money.
That's the smell. It really is.
That's what they
though.
say. Yeah. It's the smell of money, man.
It's so bad. Go to Greeley someday just so you know, like, whoa, this town does
You'll
smell
be
like
driving.
cows.
You'll be like, "Am I near Greeley? Am I near?" Oh,
You know when it's gonna
we've
snow
all had those
in
drives.
Colorado because the smell of poop just comes down from Greeley. I'm
Look,
not exaggerating.
Yeah.
And
That's
then when
true,
you hit
that's true.
Grand Junction, it's dissipated.
Yeah. And as you keep going east, it's just flat death until you hit Iowa, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So America's Got Talent.
Yo, thank
We
you.
didn't even get to the whole story. The
It's
whole
all good.
story is you got X'd by
Oh yeah, I got X'd by Mel.
everybody except for the one comedian that's on the
Howie,
panel.
who saw, he knew it was going down. He got it. He
Yeah.
knew it was, and I'm thank goodness because I was like, he's the only one who's gonna get what I'm doing. Simon's gonna hate it because it's cheesy. Heidi's gonna hate it because she's German and has no sense of humor. Sorry, Heidi, you're very funny. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But
It's a
the
Europe-
Germans, the South Park did the funny bot because the engineers had to make the humor.
It's a European thing too.
Yeah. It's very hard. It's very hard to laugh in Eastern Europe.
Yes.
Be very serious, you know.
They've been through a lot.
We've been through a lot, yeah. You would not laugh if there was a curtain of iron in your backyard. Och zu Liebe. And
I'm
then,
laughing on the inside.
And then you had Mel B, you know, she said she's got to sort of, what sort of dialect is that? It talks like this. It's not quite normal
It
English.
was a weird.
She
it's-
says,
yeah.
you're gonna go through because of us, is how she said it. Us.
you
I
know
don't
what your problem was? You had two British people in that room. You didn't stand a chance.
Oh, yeah. Well, but I'm French, so you'd think they'd like
Yeah,
that.
No,
and
the
by the way,
British hate
Amer-
the French.
That's it, though. I'm making fun of the French. you
America's
see.
Got Talent too. The
Ah.
one
Oh, man.
American on the panel actually liked you too.
Well, no, he's Canadian.
That's right. He is
That's the
Canadian.
biggest irony. You got a Canadian, two Brits, and a German
That's
on
right.
America's
There's
Got Talent.
There's no American on America's
The
Got Talent.
Germans don't
judging.
really like the French
Look,
either.
Americans don't know how to judge their own talent, all right? We need to come in and tell them what's good or not. Well, we judge Britain's Got Talent and we judge America. Americans don't judge talent. You don't get to be on the talent board.
Right, but this goes back to what I was saying. That's production,
Yeah.
investment.
Well, I like it, though. It does
He
make a
owns
little
it.
sense. If you're really going to judge American talent, you got to judge it from a while. But yeah,
So three judges gave him
three
X's.
X's.
Or more like we wouldn't listen to an American telling us we're bad. We got to listen to the British because
Yeah,
they
well,
can do it
that's
with the
true,
accent.
too. Yeah, no, it makes it feel
But
better.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if this has happened before or not. But Mel B
Mm-hmm.
and Heidi gave him X's,
Right out the
and
gate.
then he was riffing. They took back their X's.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
You won over the ladies.
I did. Well, I didn't win over Simon. He did not like
I don't
my
think you can
puns.
win over Simon.
He's like, I don't need this punishment. All right. This is,
So as Howie's like, I'm a comedian. He was in the moment. He was riffing. It was funny. And then Mel B's like, yeah, I like him. And he's like, I'm gonna take back my X. And then Heidi's like, I'm going to take back my X.
yeah,
The crowd egged her on to take back the X. Now
Yeah.
you got a standing ovation,
I did.
but I know it's edited.
Well, it was how that happened is how it happened. Here's the caveat. America's Got Talent audiences are really eager to give a standing ovation. They're
Yeah.
very nice. They're good. They're a nice audience.
Really,
If you're
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it may seem like they're mean sometimes, but really, the vibe I got was
Yeah.
that these were some really great people, very nice, and they just jumped up. And I haven't had that happen before. So my
There's a
theory,
Mama's and Papa's Pizza, not big on the standing ovation.
yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
I was thinking you
or the
didn't break
Laugh
enough
Factory,
things.
or
Yeah.
the Laugh Factory, or
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah, it was everybody stood and clapped, and I was amazed at that. So I was very happy about that.
Because honestly, just because I'm a performer and I could see what was happening,
Yeah.
I could tell you were a little nervous,
Oh yeah, I did have some nerves, but
and understandably so.
well, and here's the thing: it was really weird though, because it was midnight when I did that. That was midnight.
Oh, really?
That was midnight, and I was coming down from a cold, and I was tired, and I
Yeah.
was cold sober because I'd been waiting there since 10 in the morning,
right.
Mm-hmm.
in a back room, and
So you're backstage for
12
hours,
14 hours.
14 hours.
Yeah, and I was I was a little bit, you know how you get when you're tired, you're a bit loopy.
Yeah.
But I was sober. I was just sober, loopy. So
Is that why your legs were like at a 45-degree angle?
No, I just do that so I don't have to adjust the microphone stand. I
Okay.
adjust my legs instead. Cause
Oh,
I
yeah,
use-
God
you see
forbid
what
that happen
happens when I
again.
adjust.
He learned from Mama's and Papa's
Yeah.
Pizza.
learned.
Well, I've had that happen before. Sometimes I can play it off, but I
Yeah.
definitely didn't want to deal with that this time. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was actually a little tired, and I didn't. When I was on stage, a few times I felt the cold sweat when I got that buzzer, but I kept pushing forward.
Yeah.
But going on to it, I wasn't nervous at all. I didn't actually feel nervous like in my gut until I found out it was going to air, and about an hour before it aired,
Right.
that's when I was like, oh shit, everybody's going to see this. And I felt it in my gut. But other than that, on stage there was a little bit, but when I got the audience back on my side, I knew I was good. Whatever the judges said, I did a good job.
And when they do, it would give you a standing ovation. Who
Yeah.
cares what who cares what the judges say?
And it's like, well, if they're gonna put this on at all, they can't. They're gonna have trouble cutting around some stuff.
And that audience was there from 12 to midnight too.
Yeah, they were there. They were there for that whole day, and I don't know how they. But I was the very last one, so I think that gave them a certain level of additional energy as well.
Either that or their legs were asleep. But
Yeah, that too. Or they might have just genuinely liked me. I'll take that too.
They
but,
did.
you know,
They did. And everybody does genuinely like you.
Oh, thank you.
I
You're
genuinely
funny.
like you from,
Yeah.
from the first time I saw you.
Oh, you're sweet.
And I can see that America's Got Talent is catching up. And that we were talking before. You're getting a lot of gigs now. But
yes.
and
anymore, you contact me, Kevin Bennett, French accent. I'll send my avails.
How's the social media like? Has it exploded?
It has. As soon as that first episode hit, my phone was like, and I was like, oh, geez, they weren't kidding. And I got about 200 or 300 Twitter followers like that.
Right.
About 80 Instagram, because my name isn't French accent on Instagram. It's kevin.bennett.969. So nobody
That
knew
took
to look.
work. Those 80 were dedicated.
Oh yeah, they did. They looked for it, and I got about 300 or 400 new Facebook followers. I doubled my subscribers on YouTube.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
Almost doubled my views.
That's okay.
So it was. I did, and then of course people have been messaging me and calling me. Right after it aired, some lady from New Jersey called me up. I know because of the area code. She called me up. She said, "Is this French accent?" I said, "This is Kevin." She said, "Are you French accent?" I said, "I don't know why I'm doing Southern." I said, "Yeah, I am." She's like, "Well, I really loved your stuff." I was like, "Who's this?" She's like, "Don't worry about it." And hung up.
How did she get
That was
your
a nice
number?
transition.
I don't
to
know.
Jersey.
I don't know how she got. Yeah, yeah.
Facebook.
I
or-
think it must have been because I've got it up there for bookers.
Right.
You know,
So, I think this is a start of really something.
I do too.
Yeah, so that's great. Actually, if you're listening to this live on Renegade Radio, you're
Oh,
gonna
this
be.
is live.
I
it'll be-
forgot.
it'll be
I'm
on-
sorry.
No. It'll be. We're taping this on a Thursday. This will be airing Friday, 9:00.
Oh,
on
my
Renegade
bad,
Radio.
guys. Sorry.
Then it will be on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. But you're doing my show at the CIA on Saturday.
Yes.
And I can't wait for that.
gonna be a
Sparks,
lot of
all
fun.
sorts of stuff. Our friend Sin Twist is going to be doing
I have
a.
a music video shoot on Saturday. Or
I
I'd
know,
come.
I know, but it's a good show.
I can't talk about it, but I'll show you later.
I can't wait. But anyway, and you were telling me you have you got stuff up and down SoCal, and hopefully we'll be doing a lot of stuff. I can see a big Fort Collins.
Oh, let's go to Fort Collins.
Colorado
Oh, man.
tour.
Do it.
Wyoming, Iowa.
Everybody
need to
there
go
will be
back through there.
high. They'll be so.
I
They'll
think
love
so.
you.
But if people want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
All right. Well, clarkstaplesbennett@gmail.com is my email address, and you can find me on Facebook. Kevin Bennett is my Facebook. French accent is my like page. On YouTube, it's just Kevin Bennett. Google French accent comedian or Kevin Bennett
What are you
comedian.
on? What are you on Twitter?
On Twitter, I'm French accent at PianoMan69. That's a holdover from when I was younger, and I kept it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it was. Now I don't know if I'd have made it that address.
Well, the accordion, does it go both ways?
Oh yeah, I mean it's an accordion. You know that thing's pretty perverse. It's gonna. It's
And Nicole, you're that Nicole Sixx on everything.
That Nicole Sixx.
Now, do you still have copies of some fucked up ship ghosts?
I do. I am currently shipping signed copies anywhere in the U.S. International fans, I will make you a personalized digital copy. I've given up on international shipping. I just don't have time at this moment. I'm
Fair
so
enough.
sorry.
Let's see. You get some fucked up shit and some fucked up shit.
And some fucked up shit, which is first story, Cursed, will be out either at the end of July or the beginning of August with illustrated pictures by my friend Jess, who's a fantastic artist.
And where will people see that?
Well, I'm going to have a release party if you're local, and then it'll be available for shipping online. Just let me know.
And Goth Comedian on all social media. This went by like that, and when it does, you know it's a good show. Colorado, thank you for raising all three of us.
Oh, one more thing.
One more thing.
I do some music as well. It's not comedic, but I've got on SoundCloud.com. I'm Regimented Cacophony, and I have a new album out called Weather Local. I was trying to game the system with SEO in the title. I don't think it worked, but Weather Local's the album. It's got a bunch of weird piano and goofy yodeling psychedelic vocals, and I'm trying to see if I can make my money back. I spent $30 to post online. I
I
just want
think
to
you
make
can
that
do
back.
that. I
That's what I'm
believe in
trying.
you.
Yeah.
Well, they charge you like 1/8 of a cent per view or something. That's what you get paid.
Right.
So
Well, hopefully.
You can have a listening party and charge like $5
Yeah.
a ticket.
Bam.
Boom.
I think now you definitely can, and I
Just bring the bottle of Fireball, give it away to everybody for free.
Jeez, that is pretty smart. Now I just need.
That's how I sell
I
books.
can't do it in my RV, but.
No, we'll talk. I'll throw you a party.
All right.
anyway. While they party, everybody have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.
Yeah, au revoir.